What's up, guys? Brandon Joshua here. I'm gonna play this song by Dax called Revelation, the Book of Revelations, and see what this guy says. He says, "Where are you gonna spend eternity?" I'm gonna tell you what I see in this. I know this is a funny way to do it, but they're telling me my world's about to end, so I'm not gonna go invest in anything if my world's about to be ending, and they're sending people to come get me because my body has 300 trillion viruses in it to heal me. That's how all human beings were created. Viruses heal you, not kill you. So you can't die from a virus because your own body creates viruses to flush cell toxins out of your body to make you all better. Yeah. Let's do this little, let's give my thoughts on this. I know people call this reactions, but I ain't really doing a reaction. I'm just playing it and doing my thoughts. It's different, I guess. Maybe it's the same, I don't know. But I'm not doing like a straight up one. I'm just doing what I'm doing. Let's listen. The final days.
I can't sleep.
I'm not really worried about the visual. I'm just listening to the words.
Everything that's going on, the world really is coming to an end. Then what?
I'm going to heaven, bro. Get the heck
What
out
if
of
it
here.
isn't a lie? What if we make it to heaven and don't get inside? What if we get to the gates and see God on the other side and he looks us in our face and says our whole lives we've wasted time? What if we can't go back? What if we can't redo this life and get one second chance? What if our future happiness is memories of our past while we burn forever haunted by the devil's laughs? Why do we push them away? And why do the ones we work?
Yeah, man, that dude is like, I mean, that's what he's saying, man. It's true. What if you live your whole life and you get to the end and then it's like you find out it was real. That's why I need to really get my full testimony out there because I've lived through hell and back. I've lived through it all, man. I've come from racing motocross for 12 years. I've come from being a youth leader and missionary and talking on stages and doing dramas, playing Christ in dramas, doing like voice acting and acting on stages. I started my own business at 21. I mean, I've done a lot, man. I'm telling you, I've lived like 100-year-old life already. I've always been a go-getter and a born leader. I've done a lot, and but that's what he's saying. I've lived through hell and back, and a long time ago, I started having doubts myself just for seeing the wickedness in the world and all these things. But then I went through hell, and I got to the point where I only had my life left to give. And when I got down to where I was ready to die, and I tried to die, and God wouldn't let me die, man. It's a whole story to that. But that happened multiple times, and then I realized I had this divine purpose, as God told me at 18 years old, that I was supposed to be a traveling missionary, evangelist, like pastor, youth type deal, like a prophet kind of guy for a true disciple. And he's prepped me the last 3 years, trained me. I was in the wilderness. I mean, all kind of stuff, man. I was in the crossroads, fighting in the spiritual realm all during 2018. I know a lot. And so this is why you got to take it serious and go ahead and get your life right, man, because you don't want to do what he said. You don't want to go to the narrow gate and then you go up there and the next thing you know, you don't make it and you find out everything was real and now you're in hell because you allowed these kind of people to deceive you. It's your life, your journey. You have to do what you got to do, and you make your life what it is. Don't let nobody else tell you what to do. Do what makes you happy and do it. And you have to realize we were all born into a spiritual war of good versus bad, evil versus good. And so there's only two sides. You either need to be a mean son of a bitch and rage out and go ham for that, and that's sad, and you'll end up in hell, or you'll end up killing yourself to escape it. You'll be a sad, miserable person. And just remember, the dark side and Satan always leads to death. And then on the light side, you eventually, the people that go through the hardest in life and the most troubles build life experiences. And then the people I've found over the years that lived the hardest lives, that used to be ex-drug addicts or used to be ex-gangsters or had all these health issues or they did whatever, they went through hard times and then they conquered it and they survived. And those people at their lowest, weakest point realized, just like I did, when you're at your lowest, weakest point, you hit rock bottom. If you don't give up, you focus you actually are at your strongest. When you hit your rock bottom, you become your strongest because you literally kick in. It's like your survival, man. It's like, you know, at that point, you're either going to die for sure or you're going to fight to live. And you have to make that decision. Do you want to live and continue, or do you want to just give up and die and go to hell? Or risk going to hell. Whether you believe it or not, you could risk it. And for me, back then, I didn't want to. That's when I realized I feared God, and I didn't want to risk killing myself and going to hell. Even though I tried a few times and I couldn't die. God literally had me conquer death, man. He spared me. I mean, one night I was so bad, I took $2,000 in raw dope, heroin, and some cocaine and sniffed it up my nose, trying to OD and die. And I literally passed out and woke up the next morning in my bed, cussing God, saying, why am I still here? That was after I walked around and made sure I wasn't a ghost, like dead or something. Like, called some people, made sure I was there, touched some people, like, it was insane. But here I am, like, he's done that multiple times when I was struggling for 3 years and kept me alive. And then I got to the point where I knew God was real. I've seen angels. And then I realized what I was. I realized I had the 1% royal bloodline. And I realized my blood was only found in the Genesis 6:4, into the giants that they have in the Smithsonian and in the bones of some of the original apostles. That I have the blood of Christ in me and the blood of the devil, literally. I have the blood of angels in me, people. It's what it is. They don't tell you this because they don't want people to realize how strong and powerful you are. Even like humanity, man. You're made in God's image, and you once you are reborn, you have all kind of spiritual abilities, and your God lives in your temple. For your God is with you at all times. Christ is with you if you're reborn. And, you know, like I always say, he that dwells within my temple, my body is your body is your temple. So he that dwells within me is greater than I. But let me keep playing this some because I get talking, man. I know I ain't good at this stuff because I just talk.
Never actually stay. Why do we focus on tomorrow and forget about today and smile in everybody's face and try and act like we're okay? Why do we live this way? Why do we hate? Why do we fight? Why do we act like there's time and got more than one life? Why? Answer me. Why? Why?
Good question. Why?
Why?
You take life
I'm older
serious.
and looking for truth. I'm holding my faith in my hand, but the pain in this world has been shaking it loose. I used to have so much to gain. Now I have so much to lose. They say I'm crazy for looking for answers. I say they're crazy for not getting proof. Vision is blurred. I'm over concerned. I'm looking to God to see if life with him is something I've earned. The devil's been watching. He's trying to recruit. He's been waiting at every turn. I'm driving this life on the highway to hell.
That was something I heard right there. You said he was waiting to hear from God or something or other. If it's something that going to God is something you earn. You don't earn God, man. You can't earn it. You just got to want to do it. Like me. I want to serve God. I want to try to live right. I want to be happy. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to serve Satan. I've lived that life, bro. I'm a Nephilim descendant, dude. Okay? My ancestors are giants, fallen angels, man. That's where my blood comes from, them giants. My blood comes from them and the apostles. My blood comes from the above the firmament. Y'all's human blood comes from below the firmament. My blood, from what they say on public record, this is just public record, people. This is stuff you can look up. My blood comes from above the firmament. The origins are unknown and considered not human. Even though I can give my blood to all humans, the blood of life, and heal you, but I can't have no human blood. Literally how it works. It's the blood of angels. It's healing blood. That's why these old elites are taking these children with this kind of blood, and they're injecting themselves with the children's blood and keeping themselves alive longer. That's why all those old people, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Queen over there in England, all them old ones like that, they're literally injecting themselves with innocent angel blood for real. And that's why the blood itself has healing properties. It rejuvenates the cells in their body that are deteriorating because of their old age. And it literally rejuvenates them. That's why that queen, as old as she is, and she can still move around and talk, because the blood keeps her alive longer. This is proven science, people. This isn't like stuff I'm making up. This is all proven, dude. You can look all this up. I encourage you to look it up so you know I'm not lying to you. I told you, I'm a man that only has his life and soul to give. I'm a guy that has nothing to lie about. I sold all my material stuff of this world and unplugged from it because I didn't like this world. Like Dax is saying, I didn't want to go through life no more not knowing. I wanted to know when I died, my soul would go back home. My soul would go to heaven. I didn't want to live through life. I know this is where I'm at now, and I know we only get 100 years or less here. You know, most people don't live to 100, man. I was told I got 53 years, 2039, when I agreed to come and help guide mankind and expose all this stuff. And I know there's You have to understand, people that speak truth, the real truth, and true men of God, they get hated by people in the world. So do you realize that I ran from this 13 years because I'm a cool guy, man. I can get along with anybody. I can walk amongst the shadows around those kind of people like Christ did. That's my calling. I get along with those kind of people better. People that live through stuff is who I prefer to talk to because they've lived through life and they get it. Like this guy right here, man. I'm sure he'd be an alright guy to hang around and talk to. I could probably chill with this guy, no problem, and I wouldn't have to alter who I am by doing that. He could be his self and do what he does, and I can do what I can do. And the thing is, man, a true man of God, I don't sit there and try to condemn this guy for his problems. I try to show this man love. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay? You're supposed to show these kind of people love. And not sit here and, be, oh, well, you're demons. Some of them are demons, man. Some of them got demons all consuming them. And that's all, they've been taken over, man. And it's sad. But the ones that have some hope left, like, you have to understand, these guys can work for the cabal, man. They can come across and sound like they want something they really don't. Like, some of these guys have sold their soul, but they'll come out here and act like they haven't. Or they'll sit there and act like they sold their soul to Christ or something like that. And they sold, or to God. And God, just like on the back of your bill, is actually supposed to be, is Satan, is of this world. And it says all that in the Bible, dude. Satan has full domain in this realm. We're all here for tests and trials. I mean, I don't know, man.
I won't burn! Fuck! We know the difference. We know what is wrong and we know what is right. But Satan is strong, God, and most of your people are losing the fight. So what if we fail? What if we can't escape his lie?
He just said he knows his God, Satan, is strong, and that God's people is losing the fight. Really, bro? It looks like the world's paused right now, and Satan, your king, the one you people worship, do you realize Satan paused the world and exposed all of you, his own kind? He exposed to all the Satanists that are in the government. He exposed your Satan and my God, my creator. They work together, homeboy. The good and evil will always be at each other's throats. That's how this world is. Evil gets up here, good. When I was a child, all I heard about was them burning witches and throwing witches in barrels, and if they float, they would be they would live and they wouldn't be a witch, but if it sank, they would die. Of course, if you put a human in a wooden barrel, it's going to sink. So they did some messed up stuff, but what I'm getting at is, years ago they would burn witches and chase people with pitchforks if you talked about black magic and all that, and now it's all over the place. That's all this world's about. So you can't have the world full of demonic stuff and spells and all these demonic things and demons and all these things going on for the Satan and expect to have good in here, man. It doesn't work that way. Like, I walk around and talk to anybody and everybody, and I shine my light, and I'm cool with everybody. These guys like this, a lot of them they act like they want to help, but they've already sold their soul, man. And they're so far in the game, they won't let them out anyway. Even if they wanted to get out, they would probably kill them, just like we see it happening. You think when that Post Malone had all that stuff happen to him where his car got hit, they tried to kill him, he's landing on his plane, tires going flat, man, they was warning that boy. That was all warnings. He was talking some crazy stuff, man, and that was his way of telling him they're not there. See, the reason they didn't kill him is because they still making money off of him. He's not old yet. He's still relevant, or still current. That's why. If that dude was washed up or something, man, if that dude was already falling off, dude, like, they would have just gone and killed him. And they used him as a sacrifice. But somebody still got some money. One of his handlers got some pull and still making money on him, so they just scared him. Now you don't hear about Post Malone talking no more trash about the Illuminati or trying to expose nothing, do you? He's scared, dude. They told him to shut his mouth, or they just mind controlled him and programmed him to shut up.
What if we can't change? What if it still controls our minds? Where do we run? Where do we go? Who do we talk to? We look around and everyone we see is lost too. What if life is just some test that we all do? What if you were busy when we called you?
God is inside of me, bro. He's inside my chest right now, so I can just call upon God. He's right here with me. You have to be saved. You can't be unsaved and call upon a God that he doesn't know you. You have to be saved to call upon him, homeboy.
What if hell's on earth? What if being born is dying and dying's birth? Would that mean life's not God's gift, but the devil's curse? And to live was to be evil because its words reverse? first? What if the devil entered a pastor and he led a church? What if we looked for the truth but didn't know where to search? What if the books they said to read have never been your words? What if we chose to follow you but we still had that urge?
Yo, this dude is like, it's insane how they do everything the opposite of God, dude. It's so pathetic, man. Like, I see straight through this stuff, dude. I don't get how y'all can't hear this stuff. It's garbage, man. He is literally saying the opposite of what everything God is. Once again, blaming God for all his own problems when he serves Satan and has demons in his life. Demons and Satan are ruining his life, but yet he blames it on God. Do you realize you have to be legitimately saved, legitimately believe in God the Creator, in Christ Jesus, Yahushua HaMashiach? You realize that. It says it in the Bible. You must be reborn in order for God to do a thing for you, dude. You can't. You might do something for an innocent child or something, but when you're a known Satanist, dude, he's not going to come help you because you call him on a telephone. What the hell was that, dude? Like, these people are just so out of their minds, dude. These people are These people work for the cabal. They do all this to distract you. I don't even like doing this stuff, man. It's stupid. These people are just deceivers, man. It's sad. And y'all like this stuff, man. 185,000 likes, 3.7K dislikes. That tells you how many deceived people are in the world.
Our sins and let us in your world. God, we at the gates. We couldn't see, hear, and touch you, but we have faith. We know we messed up, we human, and we make mistakes. So we just begging we get in, and that you'll have grace. God, what if we didn't mean it? What if the place we grew up forgot to teach us? What if we never even got the chance to go and seek it? Then what? Then what?
You saying then what? He's blaming God for everything, dude. Do you realize you are a fucking peon speck on the planet? You're talking crap about a God, dude. You are a pissant, bro. He doesn't know you. You serve Satan. Why do you sit here when you know you serve Satan? You do nothing. Your fruits prove you serve Satan. The industry you work for prove you serve Satan. You worship drugs, money, women, material things of this world. Therefore, you serve Satan. It's by your fruits and action in your own words. You've admitted this, and your actions prove that. Do you realize, men of God, you fatherless bastards want to sit here and talk about how men of God can't judge people? You're incorrect. Men of God can judge whoever they want based on your fruits and your actions. That's called spiritual discernment and knowledge and wisdom that we gain. So when I look at somebody like you there, Dax, I can tell that you serve Satan and demons, and all you do is sit here and talk shit about a God that you know nothing about. You sit here and say how you're so lazy and you don't want to read the Bible because you expect God of the all creation and all life that designed this whole entire world, or the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, sitting up there in his heavenly throne. You know what I mean? You think the King of Kings, somebody that's a God, is going to sit there and kiss your ass and bow down to you because you called on him and he doesn't even know you? You're not saved. You have to follow the laws of God. You can't sit there and follow the laws of man and serve man and worship money and material things and expect to call upon a God that God tells you have to be reborn in order to have him come into your temple. Therefore, Christ is with you at all times. Therefore, then he would be greater than you that dwells within you, giving you the ability to be stronger and more powerful and do amazing things for the kingdom of Yahweh. But instead, you serve Satan and the cabal and a bunch of fallen angels and wicked, dark people, and you come on here crying about you lived in a poor environment. And what then? What if your environment didn't teach you right from wrong because you're saying what? You grew up in a bad neighborhood? Do you realize you choose your life? Do you realize you made it to being a rapper? You looks like you got out that rough, tough neighborhood. Looks like they taught you how to get out of the neighborhood. You're sitting there saying people, dude, do you know how many people come from the hood all the time and become professional athletes? Because you know what I've learned there, Dax? People like me that's lived through hell, literally, lived in hell for 3 years and came out, clawed my way out the pit of hell, literally, because I have angelic blood. And you have no clue there, homeboy. You have no clue what the real world is about, or you do, and you're just sitting here lying, acting, playing dumb. I know what you're about, dude. There's so many. You want to sit there and use poverty and a bad neighborhood as an excuse that God didn't help you because you were born into a bad neighborhood, and you want to blame God because the people, the adults in your life that were sinners, self-serving bastards of their own, all about themselves, all about their own drugs, their own fixes, you know what I mean, beating their husbands and wives, and you're living in a bad environment. You want to blame God because your parents didn't raise you right, or you want to blame God because you had shady friends, or you want to blame God because all the adults in your life and in the neighborhood you lived in were shady. Do you realize there's professional athletes that lived in the hood that worked harder because they lived in a bad era? Do you realize I lived in like kind of a messed up situation, and I worked my ass off when I was younger to start my own company, my S-Type Corporation, at 21, because I wasn't happy with where I was at. So I said, I'm going to do something about it. I didn't sit there and cry the blues to God saying, oh, God, I'm in a bad situation. You got to help me. It's all your fault, God. Oh, cry about it, dude, to a God that doesn't. I wasn't even saved then, dude. So I didn't even think about blaming God for my situation because I wasn't even saved. Why would I blame God for my situation when even then I knew as a sinner that the only way God's going to do anything for you or any of us is if you're reborn and saved and you repent of all the sins that you were doing previously, and you got down on your knees and you repented of them and you meant it. Just like back then, I quit drinking, I quit smoking, all kind of stuff. And I instantly quit because I chose to be stronger than the drugs, and I chose to follow God then. Once I did get saved and I knew him, with his help, I was able to stop all that stuff. But there was no way in hell that I sat there and blamed God for anything when I wasn't even saved, dude. Just like you aren't saved, therefore he's not going to do nothing for you, Dax. God isn't going to do nothing for you if you're not saved, especially when you're the exact opposite and you're a known Satanist and you throw devil symbols all the time and all these different occult symbolisms and occult things you do to deceive God's sons and daughters. You think his children, you think he's going to honestly help you, dude, when you sit there and deceive his people, even and you're not saved? It's just pathetic how you people sit there and you trying to throw in, oh, I live in a bad neighborhood, and it's all God's fault. What then? What then? I tried to see. It's all excuses, dude. That isn't God's fault. That's like I said again, that's the people, the adults in your life, your own parents' fault that didn't raise you right, or the people around you that didn't do right. And when you got old enough to learn that, hey, all these people in my life are pieces of shit, and all of them are mean to me, and all of them are making me sad. All of these people are turning me into a monster or a gangster. These gangsters want me to join a gang and go hurt people or this or that. That's where you have to be strong, and you say, hey, all these people around me are no good. Let me get myself out of this situation because nobody's going to get me out of it. God isn't going to, you don't know God, you're not saved. He's not going to show up and help you. He doesn't know you. You know what I mean? And so now you have to sit here and get yourself out of the situation. Even if you are saved, you still have to take initiative and get yourself out of the situation. You honestly think God's going to come down and pick you up by your little hand when you're just a part of consciousness Christ. You're just another one in the cosmos, dude. You're a blip on the radar. You got to show motivation if you expect help. You can't sit here and blame God on all your misfortunes, dude, when you don't even live right. How insane is that, man? This guy's a joke. I don't even like him, man. It's all lies. Go ahead and talk some more trash.
Scary times. Nobody has answers. Just make sure you spread love. And believe.
Crybaby, dude.
My name is Dax.
Oh, that's it? You done crying? Wow, that was bad, dude. That's garbage. That song was garbage, dude. How do y'all listen to that stuff? He literally cried about nothing. How, dude? I'm about to just be a rapper, dude, and start rapping about nothing. For real. You know, me just start rapping about nothing, dude. Like literally, he didn't rap about anything. God actually has me reading Revelation right now, and he wants me to read it to y'all. And this guy just said nothing. He cried because he's a Satanist. He's not saved. He worships devils and demons. He cries because God doesn't answer his calls, but yet he serves the devil. He blames God because he lived in a bad neighborhood and where he was born. And even though that's on his parents or whoever was raising him, he blames God because all the adults and all the evil people around him in his life treated him bad or didn't do things for him, kiss his ass or make him live his life. So he blames God for that instead of the evil people that caused him those pains. You don't blame God for everything, dude. You blame the ones causing you the pains. You correct the issues in your life that's causing you distress and uncomfort and trouble. You can't expect to sit in a tough neighborhood or a tough environment and expect things to change. I don't care how strong you are, you're eventually going to break down and break. You can't hang around thugs and not expect to have them have any kind of negative influence on you. I don't care if you don't do a single thing. If you're hanging around thugs and they're wanted or they just got done beating up some people and their homeboys come riding up and you're sitting in the car and you don't even know what's going on and they drive up and start shooting you out because of what that one guy did, now you're sitting next to him. Now you're guilty as charged by association. Now when that other gang rides up and starts doing a drive-by, you're getting shot at too because you were there. You're guilty by association. That's how it works. So when you're sitting there and you serve Satan, you sitting there crying to God, dude. This is a Satanist that comes on here talking shit about God and crying like God's abandoned him and forsaken him when he doesn't even know anything about that. This music is garbage, dude. All mainstream music is owned by the cabal and Satan runs it, just like all your mainstream news and all that. Hey guys, one more thing, coronavirus. You have 380 trillion viruses in your body. Your body creates a virus within your body to cleanse you, to self-heal you, to eliminate cell toxins from your body. Therefore, humanity is not a virus, and it's impossible for you to die from a virus when your own human body creates it to heal you. But anyway, Brandon Joshua, I'm going to get off this thing for now. Blessings, buddy.